Hi guys, and welcome back to the live stream. I don't know if anybody's here, and I'm not sure how the stream is working at the moment. As far as I can see on my little desktop app, it's very healthy and there are no issues with the chat. We're going to continue today. We're going to be just delving into... Hey Gobby, how are you doing? We're going to be delving into the world which you love, Gobby, the transfer windows, and I really hate transfer windows. And I mean, I don't know if you've followed so far. We have made a couple of transfers. We've brought a couple of players in. It hasn't cost us any money so far, which is good. And we've brought in Nathan Phillips at centre back. And we have brought in, who was the other one that we brought in? Asprilla. Asprilla, as far as I know, he becomes a very, very good player in FM. He's a young kid at the moment. He's just 19 years old. He's come in, he wanted to be an important player. And I kind of thought, why not? Let's have him in as an important player. He's going to probably play on the left or as... possibly the shadow striker. I don't know. But we need to kind of at this point, when we have such a small squad, and pretty much all of these down the bottom are leaving soon. Pretty much all of these are going to be leaving soon. And so we're going to have a squad at the moment of 15 players. And the only one of these that isn't going to be leaving soon is Zauri. I can't find a buyer for him, but we have just sold Hedilazio, who had an appalling season last year. He looks on paper like a decent player, but for me, he's not going to cut it. And so I've decided to let him go. So we're going to have this squad of 15 players. And I'm going to aim for a squad of 21 or 22. And the reason for only having 21 or 22. Hey Blob, how are you doing, my friend? The reason that I only want 21 or 22 is that it's not going to be a very long season for these boys. They're not going to do very well in the cups, and they're not going to be overexerted in the Premier League. They're not in Europe, so they're going to play about 46 games. I don't need a huge squad for rotation, and I would rather have a first team that plays together, learns together, and grows together in the first season in the Prem, rather than be rotating the team all the time. So the aim is 21 or 22 players, and that also means that the game is a little bit gentler on you when it comes to injuries, because it can't have you having 6 or 7 players out at one time, because you just wouldn't be able to put a team on the pitch. So 2 reasons why I want to keep it at a small squad. So at the moment we are lacking in terms of, we do need another centre-back. And although we have Egan Riley as a kind of like a right back, he's nowhere near good enough to be backup at the moment. He's just a young kid who can sit on the bench and get some game time as and when necessary. He'll be kind of making up the numbers. So I'm going to need both full-backs, and I'm going to need at least one more centre-back. And then I think maybe we're going to need one more in midfield. We have Bastian at the moment, Bayic and Cullen. And probably we're going to need one more in midfield. Vitinho can either come in as a left-back or a left wing. We're probably going to need someone who can cover at shadow striker as well. And when Weghorst comes back, he will be the player who goes up front. Campbell, I believe, can also play on the left wing, but he's not very good out there. So they're going to have 2 strikers. We'll have Weghorst and we will have Campbell. I don't want a poacher in there. I don't know why that's on poacher, but we can play Campbell as an advanced forward, and probably Weghorst will be a pressing forward. He's a very good pressing forward. I'm doing good, Blob. I'm doing good. Not really looking forward to this because, like, for a lot of people, like Gobby, he will enjoy this part of the game going into the transfer window. I kind of look at it a little bit pessimistically, although it looks like I've got a ton of money, and that will go up to 40 mil once Hedilazio signs his contract, and then it looks like a ton of money, but it's not. And we're not going to bring in great players. We're going to think, oh, yeah, look at these boys that I brought in. Oh, yeah, I brought in Nathan Phillips. He's a good player. Oh, yeah, look, Asprilla. But they're not great Premier League players. They're mediocre, at best, Premier League players. And that's pretty much what we can afford. And so it really is down to getting the players right. There's been any number of DMs that we have looked at last time, but none of them really have been cutting the mustard, because both of these boys, the DM, and he can play as a box-to-box or a centre mid, either will work, depends on which one he wants to play. What you don't want is a playmaker in there. Because what you need is somebody who can mark, because part of what we want to do is mark out their centre midfield, and also the DLP. He needs to be able to mark people, and they also need to be able to tackle. This is a big part of what our midfield needs to do. So if you've got these pretty creative players who look really good with their 17 passing and vision, but they can't mark for toffee and they can't tackle, they're of no value to this squad. Better to lose out a little bit on the passing ability, although both of these boys have got good passing ability, and both of these should be able to do a decent job. And in terms of Bastian, probably not quite so good. He can mark a little bit. His tackling isn't great and his passing isn't great, so he would be a backup really to Christian Bayic. So we need to make sure that the people can do the jobs that they're supposed to do. These two will be doing a lot of hard work. So Scott Twine will need to be aggressive. He's not aggressive, and he doesn't have strength. He doesn't have stamina or natural fitness. He's not good enough really to do that job. So we need someone to come in. He can be then backup. The fullbacks, doesn't really matter whether they can cross or dribble. Not interested. What they need to be able to do is to tackle and to mark players. And so we need to get better fullbacks in. Crossing, they're not going to be bombing up the touchlines. I don't really want them getting much past the halfway line. As part of what we're going to do is set this up defensively, and then these boys can then do what they do, but these boys will stay here and they will look after the defensive responsibilities. We've got to get these players right. These boys need to be good in the air. Absolute must that they are good in the air. And he's not bad, and Phillips is very good in the air. So we need to have very, very good cover. What will help is tall fullbacks as well. If you can get tall fullbacks who are good in the air, then that's going to help you as well. And fullbacks that I'm looking at are centre-backs who can play as perfectly well as a fullback. 6'2". They tend to mark people on the far post. And as I said, I'm not really concerned about them bombing up and down as an attacking threat. They just need to sit here and defend well. So plenty of those to be found who can defend. The problem with fullbacks is you can't find fullbacks who can cross the ball. But I'm not good enough to be playing with wing backs. This team is nowhere near good enough to be playing with wing backs. We will be totally exposed down the flanks if we start playing with wing backs. So we're just going to leave the attacking to these front five. So getting the players absolutely right is what's going to cause the problem. And they're going to have weaknesses. We've found a couple of players, and I did find a nice DLP if I can find him. Spanish boy, Manchu. Monchu, who is a very decent deep line playmaker. However, his tackling isn't very good and his marking isn't very good. And this would concern me because I need these boys to do the marking of the centre mids of the opposition or the DMs of the opposition. So he would concern me a little bit, even though he looks like a really good prospect. We've added him to the shortlist, and we'll make an assessment. He's technically very good in terms of his first touch, his technique, his passing, and he's also a very good corner taker. And we don't have a great corner taker, and can take a mean free kick. So he's got stuff that he can do. I would just worry about his ability to mark and his ability to get his foot in here and win the ball. So someone I will keep an eye on, but not someone I'm going to rush out and buy. And there is another guy who I've been looking at who has now been bid. DC United have made a bid, Malik Tillman, who's a young lad who's available for loan. 1-0 United, Chelsea. They've taken the lead. Win this one, and I think we got Champions League football, haven't we? So this guy Tillman looks like he could be a decent player, but in terms of him being an attacking mid, he'd need to be able to play as a shadow striker, and I worry about his ability to take on that role. His work rate is poor, and that's the first thing that struck me. He doesn't have the greatest of concentration, and he's not very aggressive. And it's not like these are 11 or 12. They're poor. This work rate is very, very poor. And he would have to do a lot of work in this area of the pitch, and I worry about him. So I am not going to be making a bid for him. Sometimes it pays to wait until you find exactly what you're looking for. And we're going to work through now pretty much until July comes and see then what the scouts are coming up with. We have been keeping an eye on what they're doing, which is why we found Nathan Phillips. I brought Nathan Phillips in because he is a good player. And I think he will do a good job. He's a good player in FM. I'm not quite sure about real life, but he's a very good player in FM. And so we have a number of positions where we need to fill with players who can do that particular job. And hopefully we will actually find them. And they're not going to be great players, and we have to accept that we're not going to win the Premier League when we get there. We're going to be far from it. It's going to be a dire struggle, and how we approach the games is going to matter a lot. And in terms of how we are going to approach the games, it's very straightforward. We're going to play with a low block, and one of the interesting things setting this up is that for the first season in the Prem, it always pays to click that stay on feet. Just make sure you click that, because when you go up to the Premier League, you'll find you give away a lot of penalties, especially early on, and that's the game's way of saying you're not used to the pace of the Premier League and mistakes happen. And so always stay on feet. That ties in with the fact that we're not pressing them anyway. We're not going to counter-press. We're not going to regroup, but we're just not going to be running all over the place. We will counter-attack. It's very important that we counter-attack. We're playing a fluid counter-attack style. And we'll play with a low block. That means we'll get lots of bodies in the penalty area, and hopefully we'll be defensively solid. We're only going to trigger press slightly more often. This also saves energy. And so in terms of how we're going to set up, players have to be able to play that way. Ashley Westwood's contract is due to expire. He's 33 years old. I've absolutely no interest in offering him a contract. he had a dreadful season, so I'm going to set him for release. Who's this guy? Is he a good performance analyst? No, he's not. So we're not going to offer him a contract. And James Lee, under 18s physio. He's got 4 as physio. Oh no, he's a sports scientist. He's got 10. Under 18s, 10 might be enough. But I'm not going to offer him a contract. I'm sure we can find better than that. And we do have a scouting update in. I'm looking in the main for potential. I want people to have a little bit of potential. But when we see a 4-star player like this who's got 2.1 million against his name, we need to have a look at him. He is unfortunately a ball-winning mid. He's 6 foot. Doesn't have great jumping reach, but he's good at marking. He's a great tackler. It's a shame he can't play as a centre mid, because he'd make a very good support centre mid. His finishing is poor, but could he play as a centre back? And that's something to think about. Even though he's only 6 foot, we'd have to have someone very good in the air alongside him. And at the moment, I can't see him, despite the fact that he's got decent mentals, decent physicals. His technicals aren't bad either. I just feel that because we need people good in the air at centre-back, he's not going to fit the way I play as a DM. So at the moment, I guess we'll put him on the short list and we'll just keep an eye on him. If we get desperate, we might have to sign him. So I'm looking for things like that. I'm looking for potential. We have this Moritz Jens, who has potential. But again, he's 6'3". He's very good in the air. He does tackle, he can mark, and he's got fairly decent mentals. He is definitely someone that we might want to think about bringing in. And again, we'll add him to the shortlist. And when we start recruiting, then maybe he might be a good signing. If you're still there, Blobby, let me know what you think of these boys. You're the man who loves a good transfer window. And then Alvarez Aguedo, he is a centre mid on support. He likes that role. Again, it's his tackling that would worry me and his marking. I want these boys to be able to tackle and mark. And so again, for him, he might have other very, very good qualities, but if he's not able to tackle and mark, he doesn't fit how we play. And then we have Brandon Williams, who's a very, very good fullback, but I can't afford him. And we have this guy, Liam Henderson, who is a centre mid on attack. If we put him as a support, centre mid on support, tackling and marking, again, don't match what we want. Can he play as a shadow striker? Probably doesn't have the dribbling and finishing to do that job. So we just need to be patient. We need to go through these. We have a left back here who has some development left in him. So just keep looking through these. He is a very decent fullback. Composure is lacking, but he's 23 years old. He could develop that. But looking at the rest of his attributes, he looks like a very good fullback, and his preferred position is fullback on support. And marking is okay. Tackling could be better in terms of tackling, but he has the defensive attributes and he can cross the ball, which would make him a useful addition to the squad. So he's definitely someone that I would be interested in. So what I want to do is I want to go to want to go to my short lists now. So let's go to the short lists, and I'm going to create a new short list. So I'm going to create one called targets. And then we're going to put the players that we have identified in as targets. Now, where was that fullback? It wasn't Brandon Williams. Who was he? It was Frabiotta. Has a lot of development that is left. He will be available on a free, which will be even better. And looking at the scout report, there's not much really that's wrong with him. Needs to learn the language and will find it difficult to adapt. Can we offer him a contract at the moment? No, we can't offer him a contract at the moment, but we definitely need to keep an eye on him. So we will add him to the targets short list. And come, when is his contract expire? 30th of June. So next week we need to be making a bid for him. And I think he would do a very good job. It's his preferred. And then we have another one who doesn't have any developing left to do, but would be a very good fullback on support. Cost of 1.1 million. He looks good to me. Can tackle. Crossing. He has good dribbling. Decent first touch and technique. Anticipation is poor though, and that counts a lot when you're looking at a defending fullback. I think he prefers to play as an attacking fullback. But I don't know. Do you never use your scouting button, then players scouted? Yeah, I mean, could do. So if we go to scouted players, then yeah, we could do it with that way. So we have a look, new search. Let's go to positions. Position. Let's look for a centre mid. And let's go central midfielder. And let's say we want tackling. We want someone who's able to tackle and able to mark. But let's take that down to 12 and see what it throws up. And it doesn't throw anything up. So, yeah, I mean, this is an option. So, scout recommendation is at least a B+. Let's take those out. And we do have these. These I already know about anyway, Liam Henderson. And he's one we just looked at. So I'm pretty much aware, Gobby, of everything that the scouts have been. I've already looked at Matty Longstaff, ball winner again. Lewis Hall probably is just a bit too pricey. Probably will turn out to be a very good player. 18 years old. Do I really want to be paying 12.5 million for an 18-year-old? So yeah, I mean, that is something that we can do, but at the moment I'm just not panicking. I'm leaving it to the scouts. We'll keep an eye on what their Frabotta is loaned to another club, not running out of contract. Oh, is that right? Okay, did I misread that? So let's go to Frabotta. Yeah, you're right. His main contract expires on 25th. So his transfer value, he's very affordable though. He's a very affordable fullback, and he is a decent fullback. And his preferred position is fullback on support, and he's got development left in him, and he's not too young. And I think he'd work very well on that left hand side. The only problem that I've got there is we do have already Kirkin, who is a very good fullback for that left hand side. What I really want to do probably is focus on the right hand side. Although it says Callum Roberts is a very good fullback, looks very good to me. He didn't play well last season. He had a very poor season, but then most of them did, and he's lucky to be retained. Okay, so you think Carla, he would be a good signing? I like the look of him, to be fair. And yeah, Gobby, I will always tell people, don't panic. The game is going to throw things at you. It wants you to panic. And as the transfer window goes on, what you find is the players that your scouts find get better and better. So if you've panicked early on, you'll find that as you get towards the end of the transfer window, there is really good players coming in, and you don't have the money to get them anymore. And so I would always say to people, don't panic. Everything will work out in the end. I've never gone through a transfer window where I have found that I haven't got any players at the end of it. It does tend to work out in the end. And Hadilasio is going to move, and it's pretty cool. It gives us another 5 mil in the budget. What I want to get through now is to July and then find out exactly what's left. I don't know what that screen is. Do you have you got any idea what that is, the leaderboard? How do they put that together? Are they checking in on your PC? The board would like to hold a meeting to discuss potentially expanding the available wage budget for the director of football. Okay. Well, anything you can give me. I think they'd be better spent elsewhere. How would you spend the money? I'd like you to give me a new contract instead. That's a good. Yeah, I want more money for scouts. Whilst we appreciate your input, we feel that our own proposal is better. Well, what did you ask me for then? Okay, season expectations. Attempt to avoid relegation. What does that mean? Does it mean you'll get sacked if you get... yeah, another silly FM email. Does this mean if you get relegated, you'll get sacked? Or does it mean if you get relegated and you attempted not to, then you'll be okay? And how do you judge whether they attempted to get... Of course we're going to attempt to avoid relegation. We're not going to decide at the beginning let's get relegated, boys. I don't like the Premier League. Let's go back to the... So, of course, we're going to attempt. So does that mean that my job is safe? Or is it something to do with the number of points that you get? And if you get, lose every game, then you're going to get sacked. I guess that's probably more like it. Reach the third round. Yeah, we could probably... just about manage that. And reach the second round of the Carabao Cup. Depends on the draw. We'll probably just about manage that as well. And yeah, we'll accept that. Why not? Yeah, we do get a lot of silly FM emails. But I can't see the point of raising the director of football's wages. I can't really see the point at this time of doing that. So at least it lets the board know that I'm going to question them at time to time. And let's get through to July. So this Frabotta, do you think, Carla, I should be making a bid now early for Frabotta, or should I be just hanging on and waiting to see if anything better comes in? I mean, you obviously rate him, um, and he's developed well with you, so maybe. Who is he? Dennis Franchi. Never heard of him. He's a goalkeeper, young goalkeeper. Okay, let's free up some wages. Burnley are going to receive £80 million. Very nice. I thought Burnley were a team without debt, but they actually do have a bit of debt. They got 55 million debt. It's 28 million transfer debt. Transfer debt's going to be a bit more at the end of this window. We'll accept that. Oi! I haven't invited these teams. So who's changed that? The staff responsibilities. How did that get back to... Oi! Now I've got friendlies that I don't want. See, he's got a friendly here 2 days after that. I don't have a squad big enough, so I'm going to have to cancel that one. Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley. How do you cancel it? I don't know how to cancel it. Oh, that should not... I did not change that. Who has changed that? How can I cancel this? Does anybody know how I can cancel this friendly? Is it not cancelable? Because I can't have another game 2 days after I don't have a squad big enough. They'll be absolutely exhausted. And then he's gone and done another one 2 days after. No, we're going to have to do something about that. So all of those need to go. Maybe I can't do it yet. That's something that also the game does. It changes your settings. I have not altered that since I started. Very bottom right on the fixture list. I have not altered that, but somehow the game has contrived to go and change that setting. So cancel. I can't cancel it. It's locked in. This is really bad. Who put that there? I just want 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of them all. Can we get rid of them all? No, it won't let me cancel. Ah, here we are. So West Brom was never mine. Good. So I wanted Accrington Stanley. Cancel. Can't cancel that one. So 9. That one doesn't. See, I cannot cancel that one for some reason. Coventry. That one can probably stay because it's 6 days after. I want to cancel that one, but I can't. Which is the one 2 days after. I don't have the squad. to be doing lots of friendlies. I'm asking for lots of injuries. What is he doing here? Okay, that's better. He is nuts. His training regime is nuts. So I want recovery there. You have rest there. And I'll have a match review there. And in here we'll do team bonding. That looks a bit better. And here we'll do a match review. And we will go to delivery. I don't know what he's done there either. This is just, those schedules are really bad. Really bad schedules. And we'll put in a match review there. That's better. So now I've got real problems in that I've got players who are going to be playing 2 games in 2 days. Unless I can somehow cancel that. It won't let me cancel that one. I'll have to cancel the Paris Saint-Germain 2 game then. Oh, and I wanted to play that one as well. I hate this game sometimes when it does things like that. It is not user-friendly. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Recruitment meeting. Do you ever go to these recruitment meetings? I don't. I really don't see they have any particular value, but let's go to it anyway. I mean, this I know about. Expiring contracts. Yeah, let's delay the decision. You have to go through this nonsense. Skip to players. Reduces asking price, shall we? Okay, yeah, whatever. We need to get rid of him. There's no point in reducing. He's about to leave. His asking price is 0. How can I reduce it? Do you want me to pay people to take him away? And increase is too late, he's gone. So this recruitment meeting's a bit of a farce. And I'm already on that, so don't worry about it. So I don't bother with those. It really is pointless. These sometimes I go to, sometimes I request to inbox. We can always go out. Probably good idea, defensive positioning. Josh Cullen could do with shooting training. You bet your bottom dollar he could. It's a bit of a waste of time, as they're no longer weaknesses. But the key to this is, are they actually developing? So I can't remember. What is attacking movement? What does it actually... off the ball anticipation and decisions. Off the ball, nothing's developing. But it doesn't mean that they're no longer weaknesses. So I'm going to just leave him doing that. It's not yielding results, though, is a different matter. So we need to stop that. If there's not getting any results out of it, then we need to stop. Benson, he's been sold, so that doesn't matter. Connor King would work well with Hanley. Okay. I'll go along with what you say on that. And that, yeah, I agree with you. Peacock Farrell's contract expires in a year's time. You just told me in the meeting to wait. So we'll wait and move on. Steve Brown, a professional contract player. He does have very good potential. So let's offer him a contract. Let's get stuck in and offer him a contract. Future prospect. Nah, we're not going to be doing any of this nonsense. So we'll just offer him a future prospect. He's a good player, actually. He's got 5-star potential. 2.8 is reasonable for a future prospect. Yearly wage rise 15%. Good. So that's that dealt with. Should be placed on the transfer list. I don't think so. If we find another goalkeeper, we can always loan him out, but I'm not going to. That's too old for the under 21s. Okay. Okay. Okay, Cherlanoff is developing, but he's not showing it on the pitch. Connor Roberts has declined. Oh, this is all news. Long has been sold. So this is very much old news. Could be better than Scott Twine. Yep, no doubt he could be. I'll look for those myself. Who is Craig Fleming? He looks very good, actually. Let's give him 2 years. He's accepted that. He looks very good, actually. Very, very good. Matt Gill is a good coach. What does he want to hire him for? Yeah, he's a good coach. Let's give him a... See if we can get another coach in here. Okay, Blob, take care, mate. I'll see you very soon. Yeah, I'm Gobby. I don't know what's happened with these recruitment meetings. It's like gone backwards. I don't use them at all. Just find my own players. Get the scouts to go and scout and see what they come up with. We are coming up to that date where everybody leaves. See, in that staff meeting, that player here, Vaughan, he just told me to offer him a contract, and now in an email he's saying he's going against offering him a contract. Doesn't make any sense. Have they added anybody to this? He probably is a very good player. Doesn't meet my criteria though. He's not really that good in the air. Tillman. Oh, guess who's reared up here? Guess who my scouts have found? Reece Williams. I wonder if he's available for loan. He is perfect because his jumping reach and heading, absolutely superb. He can mark and he can tackle. He's decent. I wonder if we can get him on loan. Reece Williams would make a very good signing. See if he's available for loan. Oh, I can't because I already have one Liverpool player on loan, and there's transfer value though, 1 million. He is a good player. He would he would fit perfectly because of his ability in the air. And because we're going to be not pressing, we're going to offer these teams the outside. They will cross the ball, which reminds me, I do need to look at Murich's. He has great aerial reach. Command of the area isn't great, needs to be better, but it's his aerial reach and his jumping reach I need. He needs to be able to come out and collect crosses, so he's got command of area isn't what I would like it to be. But Rhys Williams has reared his head. I like Rhys Williams. I've signed Rhys Williams a lot. I don't know. Who's Harry Darling? 6'2", doesn't have the greatest jumping reach. He's no good to me. Got to be good in the air. Tyler Morton, we've already looked at him. He's Liverpool. I don't know why I'm only allowed to loan one Liverpool player. Seems kind of weird. So let's just go through until Weghorst pressing forward. Lovely. He would do a very good job as a pressing forward. The only problem, he lacks a bit of acceleration, but he's got aggression. He's got the necessary aggression, the stamina, the strength. In my opinion, he's a very good pressing forward. So glad to have him back. Who is this Dara Costella? Left winger. Not quite ready yet. Nowhere near ready yet. Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at him, Gobby. He's 1.1 million. That's why I put him on the short list. He's definitely someone that I would be interested in, and surprisingly, he's only going for 1.1 to 2 million. I think, yeah, unless I can find someone better quickly, we could really use him, bring him in, definitely. Especially if I can get him as a squad player. That would be even better. That would be so good to get him as a squad player. Keeping the powder dry. I don't like rushing into doing deals. I prefer waiting. I just feel that if you wait, the players they find get better and better. If I'd signed 5 players already, then I'd be looking at players coming in who are getting better and better and better, and I wouldn't be too happy. I just have this feeling players get better. The board have blocked the transfer. Who is Craig? Oh, okay. Gill has gone to Hearts anyway. So Craig Fleming, he's a very, very good coach. And the board should not be blocking that. He's not so good. So we'll get rid of him. And here we go. We're going to go into July now. Yeah, I don't see why not. Get him off the wage books. I don't even know who he is. Oh, I did. One of the players that I did find in the scouting section was my old friend. Scouts came up. I wonder if we can still see him. I wonder if he's still there. Can't seem to see him. They found Samu from Benfica. Is he? Did I put him on the short list? I don't know where he's gone. I like this guy Monchu. What do you think, Gobby? Centre mid on support. It's cheap. 5 mil. Very good decisions. His marking and his tackling, though, are not great. Needs to be able to tackle for a centre mid. But his mentals are outstanding for a 23-year-old. He's got development left in him. What do you think, Gobby? I wouldn't play him as the DLP. Because he definitely needs to mark players in this area. Might get away with it in this area. Ooh. Or there is, for centre mid, Makuta. Tackling is good. Marking is good. No, he's very strong. He could win the ball, but I don't know if he's got enough about him. Don't know. Let's keep going. I'm getting distracted. Costinia. Who is Costinia? Oh, Rio Ave. Do I want to buy someone from a very poor team in the Portuguese league? Benfica slam them every time. Good price. Attacking fullback. Good tackling though, and can mark. Decent passing, good work rate. He might be an answer. Yeah, and it's really important for me, Gobby, that I kind of need them to have the attributes that I want. And fullbacks, if they're attacking, it's no good to me. If they can't defend in this system, it's no good to me. So tackling becomes really important. Marking, positioning is very important. Anticipation's very important. If they can't defend, then they're no good to me. He also is quite small. Doesn't have great jumping reach. Probably wouldn't be great on the back post. But he has the defensive ability, I think. And he is able to cross the ball and can dribble a little. I think he's very decent for that price. I wonder what kind of like... Let's ask his agent. He has got a lot of interest in him. He's very keen on joining Burnley. Of course he is. I'm the manager. He knows me from Benfica. Expect to be a star player. Will expect to be considered among the most noteworthy. So we can put this on the back burner. I'm not going to be drawn into that. Norwich are interested in him. Newcastle have got some minor interest in him. He's obviously a very good player. Oh, shall we go for him? Because I don't like Connor Roberts out there. Let's go for it. Let's go and make an offer. Let's make a small offer to begin with. 1.5. Let's bring this down a little bit. 1.1. 1.2. Go 15%. Yes. Okay, that'll do. It's $1 million, we can afford that. Okay. So that might be the third signing. He's very interested in negotiating terms. I think if he wants to be... let's try and get him down to a regular starter. See how he goes with that. Yep, he's fine with that. Good. And because he's been so nice, I don't want to interfere with his wage demands too much. Let's just drop it down a couple. And minimum fee release clause, 15 mil. It's not very much, is it? Let's see if we can get that up a little bit. 19.5 mil. I won't go above that. The rest of it looks okay. I'm going to take that out. Let's suggest that he wants 33. Okay, I'll go along with that. I will go along with that. 33 is not bad for a player of his ability. Costa, yeah, it's now become public knowledge. We've already done a deal. I don't think it will affect our chances of doing a deal. Let's be confident of getting him. This is where you find out, you get that email that other people have put in the bids for Constantinia now. But it doesn't matter, because even if you lose him, there'll be somebody better coming along. Public knowledge one, yeah. But then you can also use that to your own advantage, Gobby, because if you go and look in social feed, there's a lot of players who are common knowledge in there. So we go to where is it? Here. Then you can usually find players who are common knowledge in here. But there's none at the moment. It's well worth keeping an eye on this, because that's where the public knowledge comes from. But let's hope nobody... Exeter, Seek, Franchira, I'm not really interested. We'll accept that. Yeah, here we go. Real Betis have made an offer. So what I could do is go to and just offer him a few quid more. And hopefully that'll persuade him that I'm a very nice guy. Veghorst, come on, are you coming back yet? Have returned. Kofi Balmer, not interested. So if I go to my squad now, is Veghorst back yet? No, he's returned, but he hasn't turned up for training. Not yet. So we should have Veghorst appearing in the squad very shortly. Oh, I know why. Because he's in the under-23s. We don't want him in the under-23s. So we do now have Veghorst. And if we put him in for Campbell, make him a pressing forward. Oh, you'd make a good target forward though, wouldn't he? He can play as a pressing forward there. Can't make him a target forward because these would need to both be on attack then, and we'd need to have an attacking mid. But he can play very well as a pressing forward. So, yeah, good player to have coming back. We now just got to wait for this geezer, Hadilazio, to go. Zauri. Kevin Long, I believe, is also leaving. Yeah, he's going to Aberdeen on the 1st of July. So all of these players that I wanted to get rid of are pretty much gone, apart from Zauri. And he's next on the list to get rid of. Inverness have signed Hugill. Aberdeen have signed Kevin Long. Interestingly, what's really interesting is that I'm getting in this a lot of stuff from about Portugal. Like, I don't know why I'm getting a lot of stuff from Portugal, because these are two very separate saves. And that's really weird how this save seems to be linking up with my other saves. Who is Costello? He's got decent... When's his contract run out? Not yet. No need to panic. So delay. Oh, I want to delay. 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 This is another part of the game that I wish didn't exist. Clicking all these buttons. Got to be done though. Management. This is part of management, I suppose, going through the routine stuff. Makuta is also a good player. Can't say that I've come across him ever before, Carla. He would probably do a good job, Makuta, but I'm pretty sure I could find better than him. Where is Makuta? Did I put him on the short list? Centre mid. I could only use him as a centre mid. He's not good enough to be the DLP there, but he is good enough to be the centre mid on support, and he does have the right attributes that I'm looking for. He can mark. He can tackle. He has poor decisions though. That's something that would worry me. There's only two guys in this midfield for us. They have to be pretty good players. And poor decision maker. Oof, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, now I have to offer him a contract, do I? Oh. You slip and click on a button you don't want to, then you have to offer him a contract whether you like it or not. Well, he's going to go out on loan anyway, hopefully, so not a big deal. I'm pretty sure that if I wait a little while, they'll be better than Makuta coming along. I get a B-. Disappointed with the finances to sell Josh Brownhill. Will you try selling these players then? I think I'll just get the director of football to do it in the future, and then he can get the blame. Best of those players is the price. I mean, Makuta's price is very, very good. But we're only on the 2nd of July, and I'm still gonna stick to this. Oh, you're kidding me. His work permit was rejected. So now I'm stuck with this guy. And he's useless. Look at his mentals. They're absolutely horrible. Where did he want to go to? Sheffield United, and they've now withdrawn the bid. I cannot afford to get. He can just go in the reserves. If FM's gonna do that to me, he can just go in the reserves. It's just like he's no good to me, and I don't care what FM says. So let's go to his. We'll try and get rid of him. He's listed 4.8 mil. Let's bring the price down a little bit, see if we can get some foreign club interested. And see if we can get some foreign team interested. But who is doing this? I've just changed it. Now that I've got 6 more friendlies or 4 more friendlies. Who is doing this? See, it's off. Backroom staff arranges. It's off. So who's organising these friendlies? Mafra. I'm going to reject it. I don't want to schedule friendlies yet. So why have I got 1, 2, 3, 4? Who's organised this one? Which isn't even showing up on the schedule. Oh, there it is. Cancel. The moment, that's all I want, okay? I don't have the squad. Behave yourselves. Looks okay. Oh, we got some more offers for Hadilazio. I hope they're foreign. Red Bull, yeah, Olympiacos. Excellent. Excellent. Accept all offers. Yeah, I know. I mean, Benfica keep churning out young talent. And I do have 2 people scouting in Portugal, I think. One. Oh, there should be 2 in Portugal. Yeah, 2 in Portugal. I have 2 in Portugal at the moment. I've got these 2. Why are they not doing anything? Who's Claude Nitti? He's the chief scout, so maybe he can. And Martin Hodge, Brazil. Oh, has knowledge of Brazil. Well, you should be in Brazil then, Martin. Yep, you should be in Brazil. Oh, this is terrible. Every time you change something, everything else changes. So he can go to Brazil, and let's put Martin Hodge again then. And 25. Let's go 29. Nah, let's go 23 for Brazil. It's where you find the young boys. I want it to be ongoing. This is just going to be transfer. Further details, work permits, likely. Okay, that will do. He can go to Brazil. Go and earn your corn. So I got somebody in Portugal, which is why these Portuguese players are coming up. There's plenty of them. And they did find Samu. And Samu is a really interesting one because he currently plays for Benfica in my other save. He's a very interesting one. Okay. And we should be playing a football match soon. Heads up about Vitinho. No, he's not getting a new contract. Vitinho, let's have a look. minor issue, wants a new deal, has no strong feelings for the squad support, so he doesn't care about what the squad thinks. I can't use that one. He's delighted with the amount of game time he was getting. If he maybe let's have a look at it. What is his transfer value? 10 mil. Might be worth selling him. Let's just go straight to him. Oh, screwed that up, didn't I? Okay, so we will transfer list you. Screwed that up, but he's not that good anyway. Oh, not another one. Not another one. Okay, he's not going to cause a fuss though. So Vitinho is probably leaving the club, but then he didn't have a great season last season. So he's not that big a deal. He's not a great loss, and it'll bring in 10 million that we can spend. He's a good player though. Oh God. Welcome the squad back. I don't think you were slightly positive. Okay. They're pretty neutral. Good account of ourselves in the FA Cup. Okay, that went okay. But the first bit didn't go okay. So we should be playing a game very shortly. I don't know what's happened to what's his name? Still considering. Still thinking about it. Yeah, I screwed that one up with Vitinho, but if he's going to be a problem, he might as well go. I'm not going to take 4. Oh God, he's a pain in the arse. So I'm going to tell him I want 11 mil. Finances weren't right on the deal. So let's go 9.75. If somebody, got loads of offers in for him at 9.75, but nobody's paying too much up front. Nope, we're going to reject all of those. Now we're getting better, but still not right. I said 9.75. Need to make sure that that's what's come up on the... Yeah, 9.75. Lot of interest. But he was terrible. Vitinho was terrible last season, and selling him, it isn't really a big deal. It just puts more money in the bank. I'm pretty sure I can get a left back with the money that comes in for Vitinho, or even a left winger. Get 10 mil for him. That'll bring me in a very nice left winger. I remember now, I've only got 5 people on the bench. Loan offer? No. He's not available for loan. Oh, and we got an injury. Only a 1 to 2 days, though. Be surprising if they do give me lots of injuries. Because I don't have enough players. So there's some good players here. Who's this? Pablo Torra, Spanish. Tackling is no good. Marking is no good. He's one of these pretty players. Can play on the left as an inside forward. Pretty decent inside forward. Lacks pace, but has good dribbling, good technique, good passing. Probably not the best shadow striker in the world. Poor work rate. He's one of those pretty players that I don't want. Who's this guy with a 4.5 star? Striker. Don't need one. Oh, he's found some decent players, hasn't he? Who's this guy? Left winger. 19 mil. Doesn't look very good for 19 mil. Torre. He looks decent to me, Torre. Inverted winger or inside forward I need him to be. Yeah, he looks like the biz for an inside forward. Could be a good shadow striker. Good work rate. Yeah, he could be a good shadow striker. And centre mid on support. Tackling is good. Marking is poor. Not quite there yet, boys. Not quite there. So, ooh, central defender. 6'2", 15 jumping reach, 12 heading, not great. Marking, though, is good. Tackling is not brilliant. And he has the right mentals to do a good job. Cheap. Good ball-playing defender. And cheap. Him or Reece Williams? Let's add him to the short list. Again, we're not going to panic here. But good players, very brave, strong. Pace is great. Could actually play as a central defender on cover. Well, he doesn't need to be the greatest in the air. Interesting player. Moomin. And then Melendo. He likes to play as a centre mid. But his marking is dreadful. He might like to play as a centre mid, but he ain't got the quality. This was the guy I was looking at before. Centre back who's a little bit little. He'd be a good replacement for Vitinho. Inside forward on support. Be a very good replacement for Vitinho, wouldn't he? Good pace. Agility is good. His balance isn't great for a winger. Composure's poor. Would worry about that, even though his finishing is okay. But at least he was only be on a support duty. Could get him to pass it more often, shoot less often. Good long shot on him though. I think he might be a good player, good replacement for Vitinho. Now the players that are coming along are starting to look a little bit better. I've had a look at this guy, Iglesias, before. They're starting to look better, the players that are coming now. And that's why, don't panic, just wait until the players get better. Can we somehow accept all offers? The fullback has actually made his decision, and waiting now on his work permit, which is the 9th of July, the day after the game. And Eric Botham, striker, shadow striker, not aggressive enough for my liking. Well, we managed to get into the Prem. I'm still in a job, Connor. How are you doing? And we managed to get into the Prem by the skin of our teeth, really. It was not a good side. And somehow we've managed to do it. We're just working our way now through pre-season, trying to put together a team. Squad we have is still very tiny. We need to get rid of these 2 players. They'll go in the reserves if nothing else. We're also going to lose Vitinho. A lot of interest in Vitinho. I don't mind selling him. Let's bring his price down a little bit, and let's offer him out to clubs at 8.75. See if anybody takes bites on that. But in terms of a squad, we only have at the moment 16 players. Hi Josh, how are you doing? And so, but I'm refusing to panic. I'm not going to go and buy the first players that FM throw at me. I'm refusing to panic. We still have a lot of money to spend. No, I'm not going to play Vitinho. Aspria on the right. Can he play on the right? No, I'm going to play him on the left. And then Zauri and Cambo up front. No, I'm going to play Weghorst. I want to have a look at Weghorst, see how he gets on. I mean, that's pretty much all I can do. We'll bring Hadilazio and Zauri in here because we can use them in the game as extra subs. No offers now for Vitinho. There was plenty of offers. Persuade him to find a new club. I'm not prepared. He's been whinging, and I'm not prepared to have players in the squad who are whingers. And it will send a warning out to the rest of them. Don't whinge or I'll sell you. But I'm in terms of squad numbers, I'm only looking for about 21, Connor. I'm not looking for a huge squad. They're only going to play maybe 46 games. And I'm really not. What? Everybody wants a new contract? Okay, so he's okay at the moment. We might offer a new contract to you if you actually show you can play football. You had a dreadful season last season, and Costantino has been granted a work permit, and now he is going to sign. So that's player number 16. He's decent. We looked at him and then thought, yeah, he's decent. He will do a very nice job as a fullback on support. And that's what we needed. So let's get him. Where is he? Oh, he hasn't been registered yet, has he? So he has... Ask Bayek to welcome him. And we don't need to bother with squad registration yet, do we? We don't have anyone to register. Why didn't he want to register Kirkin? Interesting. Could improve slightly. He is a very, very good player. 6 million. We might not get much better than that. So let's go for that. 6 million. Let's get rid of him. I want to mess about. None to... Yeah, we can accept that. Who has put Leeds in there now? Oh, that's the Premier League. We'll accept that one. And I think we should go and play this football match. And we are going to practice, even in the friendlies, playing with the low block. And we'll see how this low block works out. Carlisle should be beating them. We should be taking them apart, really. Left foot. They shouldn't be posing us any problems whatsoever. We'll just do our standard. The DM probably isn't a playmaker, is he? He's not bad, actually. Probably want to close him down. And then tight mark the 2 centre mids, because they need to get used to tight marking those boys. Jordan Gibson, just turn him onto his left foot. He doesn't look that that dangerous. And Brophy has pace. So just turn him onto his right foot for now. I don't think they're going to cause too many problems. And then I think just tight mark him. Tight mark him and turn him onto his left foot. And that's pretty much it. Don't really need to do much more than that. And let's go and see how this team gets on so far. We've added players to the squad. Let's see how they get on. They are going to be playing. Go hard when tackling. Okay, why not? Go out there, show me what you've got. Show me what you've got. So let's see what happens in this game. Just want to keep an eye on the new players. Nathan Phillips, Aspria, Veghorst. So have I got Phillips playing. He's just playing as a central defender at the moment. So these boys should be getting used to this tactic now. They've had half a season playing it. They should be getting used to it. And Veghorst, he's obviously very tall, isn't he? Maybe that's something I need to look at. And they should be mixed crosses now, and not low crosses. He's probably better in the air than he is on the ground. Possession football, and that's what we should be doing. The ball over the top. Weghorst 1-0. Yeah, that looks as if it's working okay. Keeping the ball in this area. In here. Who is that? That's Bayek. It should be Bayek, yeah. And he should have a license, but I'm not quite sure if he's on support on defend. He's on defend at the moment, but he's still moving up with the winger, so that's good. Burnley haven't had Carlisle have not had a kick, so I don't think we've got anything to worry about from them, but we just have things to worry about from ourselves. So at the moment, chance for Carlisle. Good header out. Low block working nicely. That block. Come on, Weghorst. We need a big season from you. We know you are a Premier League player. Asprey, deflected and in. 2-0. Jamie Cullen with the assist. I mean, I suppose it is lucky that we're playing this low block, no press system, because they're not going to be using a lot of energy. And that means we don't need too many substitutes at the moment. But that looks okay. I just want to go to 2D classic view. Just have a look at how they're playing in that view. So very slow and laboured. Hey, Paul. This is the Zealand skin. It's got a couple of faults this year, but I like it because I can see all the stats that I need here, and I like to keep an eye on what's going on during the game. Match momentum especially. I want to see if we're controlling the game. I need to see what the opposition are doing, and the skin gives me the chance to do that. It's just got everything that I need in terms of keeping an eye on the game. So I want to have a look at their passing mostly. Brophy is giving me a little bit of a headache. I want to go to the opposition now. Look at James Brophy and we'll type mark him. So I can see this like instantly. And then I can keep an eye on it. Has it affected what I've done? Has it affected him? I just like it. It gives me an idea of how my team are performing at a glance. This is the most important thing, though, the match momentum. When that starts to swing, I can actually adjust my gameplay. This should be Bayek, isn't it? Just keeping an eye on where they're positioning themselves. Yeah, that's Bayek. That's where he should be. And we shouldn't really be conceding in goals. We should be pretty solid at the back. That's the whole point of this, is they are solid at the back in this formation. Because these four shouldn't go anywhere. They should pretty much keep that line all through the game. And we should deal with the crosses, which we didn't. And might be interesting to have a look at this guy Davis, because I don't think he's tall, and we've got two very tall centre halves there. And that's just FM deciding, okay, we're going to give Carlisle a goal. That should not be happening. And let's go back to TV. The shape is good. That was just like they haven't been in the game. And let's make some changes. I do want to go and have a look at this. Who is he? Dennis, where is he? He's not even playing. Where is he? Ah, no, he's not even playing. Which is really odd. Ah, there he is. Christian Dennis. He's been taken off now. 5'11". We've got big central defenders in there. The reason why we've got big central defenders in there is to defend the headers. The only thing I can see wrong with the Zealand skin blob is the hearts on the bottom. They don't actually match up with what's really happening. And Jack Ellis, he needs to be turned onto his left foot. He needs probably to be tight marked, yeah. And then Charterish, he needs to be tight marked as well. And then in terms of my subs, who's getting tired? McNally. Let's bring on Egan Riley then. Scott Twine's having a bad game again. Oh, for goodness sake. Can he play there? Yeah. Let's... Cherlinoff's having a bad game. These players are just continuing on from last season. Bad game, bad game. Coutinho, come on the left. And Campbell can come on and have a game. That's it. I'm out of subs now. Yeah, the only issue I've got is these hearts down the bottom don't actually match up with the reality. Yeah, I mean, there's some. I wish they would do a lot of work on this game. Wish this game would have a lot more work done on it, but unfortunately they don't seem to want to. It could be such a brilliant game, this, and they just don't seem to want to put the work in on it, and that's a shame. There's so much they need to tidy up. And it wouldn't take that much effort. And our finishing woes continue. Oh boy. We can't really put Carlisle away very well. 2-1. Is it going to be another one of those seasons where we struggle? We're going to struggle anyway, but... Oh, is it going to be an absolute nightmare? We got to get some better players in. But we have 40 million to spend. No panic. I'm going to tell him I was disappointed. It was unacceptable. It was poor. I mean, it's like against Carlisle. That was poor. I think I'm justified in saying that that was unacceptable. Okay, so he finally has been sold. And 4.1 has gone on our transfer budget, so that means that we have 33. What is going on here? Why has their money been taken off, not added? I haven't signed anyone. I haven't spent any money. And yet, like, where has that gone? Something amiss. How much have I got now? 37 mil. With 10 mil, 6 mil for Vitinho, 43 mil. I actually have a squad now of... Take out Zauri. I don't want him in there. And Costantino. So I have a squad now of 17 players. Vitinho we can take out now. 16 players. Still need 5 or 6 more players. I don't know what's going on. People like there's like things are changing all the time in this game, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Already these two have, after one game, have come down half a star. Like Cherlinoff has come down half a star after one game. Is that because I brought in Costantino? It's like weird. He surely hasn't made that much of a difference to my left-handed players. Really weird. Interesting. But Cherlinoff, I mean, he's terrible. He's just a backup. I need a good right winger in there. So anyway, it's a winning start. Friendlies don't really tell us anything. Vitinho, what's this? 12 offers for Vitinho. Ghent. No, I want to reject that. I don't want 3.7 mil. He'll probably reject that. Because selling players is not as easy as that. Well, guys, I think that's it for tonight. It's now almost an hour and 3/4. We'll keep going. Keep going next Tuesday. And thanks for your help, guys, in terms of the players we're looking at. Appreciated. I think we will put together a decent squad in the end. I think it's nowhere near good enough yet. I think we need 2 more central defenders. I think we need to strengthen on the right wing. I think we need to do something with these two. We need better players in here. Twine is not the answer to my problems, despite the fact that he has a 3.5-star rating. It might be better to like move Twine over to the left wing, get him out of the way, and find someone in here. I don't know, lots to play with yet. He's certainly not doing a good job as the shadow striker. So we shall see if we can avoid the relegation battle. I just hope we can do it some justice, Paul. This transfer window is crucial. I'm not going to be drawn into signing players that are no good for me. We will have to start bringing players in, though, as we only have 16 at the moment. But we will. And 22 will be big enough in terms of a squad. So that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks all for coming along. And thanks for your help with player selection and finding these players. Appreciated. So have a good rest of the night. And I'll see you all very soon. And Gobby, make another video. Let's get with the ticket here. And see you guys very, very soon.